How do, and welcome to Talking Paranormal with the Old Man. And as always, I am the old man. What? What do you say? Yeah, exactly. I'm old, but you know what? Who cares, right? Screw it. So we are continuing today our cross country tour of most haunted places in America. And not to give favoritism or anything, we're doing it in alphabetical order. And if you remember your alphabet, the next state is Arkansas or Arkansas, whichever, however you want to say it. Now, I'm not really that smart with the alphabet, so I have it on my phone, and this is the next one on the list. So I hope you all doing good. Today is Sunday, and it's supposed to be warm here today in Michigan. It's supposed to be, or as I say, Michigan. It's supposed to be, I think, 50. Here, let me check my trusty phone. It's 47 right now, and it is supposed to be up to, as soon as my app loads in, it's supposed to be 58 today, 68 tomorrow, 70 on Tuesday, and then 46 on Wednesday, 46 Thursday, and 53 again on Friday. Good Friday. I have to work it, but it is what it is. So, without any further ado, let's do this. We are doing the 17 most haunted places in Arkansas. This was in the Arts and Entertainment blog. The latest news from AY Travel. I don't know what the hell that is. And this was October 29th of 2021. And again, this is not a definitive list. This is not all of them. This is not every one of them. This is not the most important ones. This is just one that made the list from this AY About You. So this is the natural state of fear. 17 most haunted places in Arkansas. Let's do this. Okay, the first one, again, no particular order. So we have 17 to get through, and I'll try not to ramble too much because that's a lot. So the season of scares doesn't have to end, which is October, obviously. Heaven or hell knows that the entities in the shadows never go away. That is true. Whether a believer, excuse me, I burped, whether a believer or cynic or skeptic, non-believer, I added those on. That's called ad-libbing. Some things just can't be explained. Trying to make sense of the phenomena that have sparked story after story and legend after legend is an endless loop. There doesn't always need to be an explanation, but it sure is exciting trying to find one. Yeah, some things are just better left unexplained. Okay, so the first one on the list, again, not a definitive list, I don't believe in any particular order, just a list. The Crescent Hotel. See, it would have been nice if they would have had an address like the last one did. That was Arizona. But anyways, as one of the most well-known haunted hotels, this is the Crescent Hotel in the country. I've never heard of it before. And most famous in the state, the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Eureka, brings in visitors from all over to experience the horrors that wander the hall. See, I've never heard of this before. See, this is not only a podcast here, but it's also educational because there are probably these places like the Crescent Hotel. I have never heard of it before, but it brings visitors from all over to experience the horrors. Now here, this isn't. They don't say though from where they come. Now, where I grew up, small town, we have a diner. Okay, and there, I shit you not, there is a sign on 57, which is a road, State Highway 57, that goes right past our town. And when you're about a mile and a half away, there's a sign over by the bridge, over by Parrington, that says, and I shit you not, you cannot make this up. People come as far away as St. John's to eat at the diner. Okay, St. John's is like 18 miles away. So it's not like you're making a road trip to come to this diner to eat. Okay, so just because they come from all over, they don't specify where all over is. So it could be freaking 2 miles away. I just find it funny my whole situation where people come as far away as St. John's to eat here. Like it's only like 20 fucking miles away. Oh my god. Okay, so many of the horrors are the product of Norman Baker's time at the hotel. I don't know who the hell this guy is. Ooh, ooh. Baker sold cancer patients on the idea that he had the cure to save them. The scoundrel. As there is no cure to this, or as there is still no cure to this day, he was obviously lying. Yeah, you think? Cancer patients came to the Baker Cancer Hospital in hopes of returning to their loved ones healthy and cancer free. Baker's infamous elixir to cure cancer was nothing more than a mixture of watermelon seed, brown corn silk, alcohol, and how do I say that? Carbolic acid. Some patients left alive, only to die a short time later. But many patients died within the walls of the Crescent. Ooh, that's interesting. Today, guests in the hotel can hear the squeaking of gurneys, ooh, shit, wheels, going down the hallway, reminiscent of Baker wheeling the dead out of the building. The morgue, excuse me, has some of the most paranormal activity in the building. Well, no shit. For one thing, it's a morgue, for one thing. And there's a morgue in this hotel. I'm there. I'm there. Road trip after I retire this year. Children are often seen wandering the halls. That's sad. Appearing in rooms and playing tricks on hotel guests. Some of these children are believed to have been Baker's patients. That is sad too. But others could be residual from the many years the building has been in operation. That is true. So far, I'm liking this. As if the supernatural could get any stranger, a favorite spirit to roam the grounds is the general manager of the hotel. A kitty named Morris. Morris the cat, 9 lives. Okay. Who lived at the Crescent for 21 years. Holy shit. Though he is deceased, guests still have the possibility of meeting Morris. Visitors have reported the feeling of a cat rubbing against their legs. Now that's cool. In the lobby, and paranormal investigators have caught him calming or caught his calming purr on recordings. Now that would be interesting. If there was no other cats around, that would be interesting. Okay. Okay, that I might, and then it is well known that cats do come back. Okay, spirits of animals can come back. We got a few here in our house. Okay, so geez, God, Raider home. Jesus, I just did it again. Let me try this. Take three. Raider Road. God damn. Unknown to many Arkansanians. Did I say Arkansanians? Or Arkansans. If you live in Arkansas, the natural state has its own headless horseman legend. Ooh. On the edge of Rogers, going down a vacant street, eerily named Raider Road. Now, why is that so eerily named? I don't know. Rides a phantom horse and its headless master. Now, wouldn't it be cool if the phantom horse was headless and the owner or the master had a head? Now, that would be fucking cool. If stopped on the road, I can't read today. I can't talk either, it seems like. The clump of hooves, which is from the horse, can be heard running at an alarming speed while the horseman sits silently. Ooh. Okay, this is MacArthur Museum. That is a cool house. Dating back to the 1840s, the grounds surrounding the tower buildings of the Little Rock Arsenal, also known as the MacArthur Museum of Arkansas Military History, that's a mouthful, has been tread by thousands of feet over the course of its lifespan. Wars, major historical events, and the residual energy within artifacts have seeped into the grains of the floorboards in the museum, which is highly possible. Museum workers experience heavy footsteps on the stairs when the building is empty, handprints on windows too high for a living person to reach. Have you heard of a ladder? The constant feeling of never being alone and the constant presence of a spirit going by the name of Sarge. Hey, Sarge! Sarge resides in the tower of the museum where he keeps watch over the building and the grounds. Can you imagine having eternal sentry duty? Man, I mean, that would suck, man. Being on duty for the rest of eternity and then beyond. Wow. And if you, oh, did I do that? Oh yeah. And if you ask Sarge, he will tell you that he is in charge of the building. His strong voice has been caught on recording, instructing people to get out of his tower. But with the right equipment, he will answer any of your questions. That's only if the conditions are right, man. We've been in many situations where we've tried to communicate with the spirits, and if the conditions are not right, it ain't going to happen. Or if the spirit does not want to happen, it's not going to happen. Okay, it's not a one-way street. It's a two-way street for communication with the spirits. Now, I have heard of this one. This is the Boggy Creek Falk Monster. Now, I have heard of this one. There's actually a movie that was made in the. I see. I was just gonna say I'm talking about this movie and it is included in this description. So let me shut up and read the description. The history of the Boggy Creek Monster or Falk Monster has reached legendary fame. The 1972 docudrama, The Legend of Boggy Creek, earned itself the title of a cult classic and the 11th highest grossing film in that and the 11th highest grossing film the year it was released. The star of the film, the Boggy Creek Monster, aka Bigfoot, aka Sasquatch, had a notorious streak in the late 1900s of tormenting homes and individuals in the woods of Falk. The creature has been dormant for a while or possibly moved on to the next small community. But the Sasquatch looking see, I just said that. But the Sasquatch looking monster is still present in legend and memory. Now, I did see that docudrama, The Legends of Boggy Creek. It is interesting. It is interesting. It's kind of a campy movie, but it was good. I liked it. It was good. All right, so the next one is, ooh, that's a cool house. This is the Empress of Little Rock. Ooh, that's cool. Wow. Okay. Express of Little Rock Bed and the Breakfast. Okay, otherwise known as the Horny Brick Mansion. Where are you staying? I'm staying. Can you imagine if they like abbreviated shit back then? Where are you staying at? I'm staying at the Horny Mansion. Yes, I am. I am a 12-year-old at heart. Orange juice first thing in the morning. Okay, the Empress of Little Rock stands as one of the most haunted places in Arkansas. Have not heard of it. The Victorian style structure has had its fair share of use as a woman's college, a boarding house, a nursing home, apartments, and now a bread and breakfast. Through the years of the Empress's presence, many spirits have been named as permanent residents. The former owner of the namesake Horny Brook is one spirit hanging around. The former owner died at the age of 49 while playing a game of cards with his friends. The man had always had a feeling he would die prematurely and had a death mask made for himself. That's kind of cool. Ooh, this mask still hangs in the motel or the hotel. Okay, that's cool, but give us his name so we can kind of like trace back that shit. The current owner believes the spirit of Horny Brook influenced him to renovate the motel or hotel to its days of elegance. Other ghosts includes a former maid who is often spotted standing in rooms around the second floor and vanishing in the closets, so she does not come out of the closet. Other spirits have been seen dressed in old-fashioned captain's uniform, the sound of footsteps in empty hallways, and people talking in empty rooms. That happened to me once. Are not uncommon occurrences. Time may have moved on, but the faces from the past have yet to leave. Dun, 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 dun. All right, the next one is the Gurdon light. This urban legend has been around for practically eons. Generations of variation, well, see, there's variations of the same story have been passed on through the decades. But what is the real story? Who the hell knows? Oh, that was just my opinion. The root folklore of the light tells of a rare. Well, yeah, you know what? Oh God, excuse me. Hold on a second. Oh man, a little tickle in my throat. Have you ever seen though? Let me finish reading this. Um, it tells of a railroad worker killed when he tragically fell onto a path of an oncoming train. The man's head was separated from his body and was reportedly never found. The light varying from blue to green to white is said to be the lantern of the falling worker lighting his path as he searched for his head. How many stories have you heard of mysterious lights on railroad tracks? It's always the same story. Either the conductor, the engineer, a switch person, the person that switches the tracks, always died tragically. Head came off, body cut in half, whatever the case might be, and the light is him, which you can't see. A lantern from the lights from the lantern that he's trying to find his head or his body or whatever. It's always the same shit, dudes. It's like, seriously, it's the same story all the way around. Okay. Blowing Cave. There's a joke there, but I'm not going to go there. This is a long held belief that there was once an underground civilization of people living in a far more advanced society. This is known, and this shaver mystery, and though science disputes this legend, there are records that assert otherwise. One of these records come from a man named George D. Wright, who supposedly discovered the underground civilization through a network of tunnels that led him to the intelligent civilization below our feet. There is said to be only 5 entrances to this subterranean society, and Cushman, Arkansas's Blowing Cave, is believed to be one of them. Yeah. Okay. Some of these are good, some of them aren't. Avon Cemetery, ghostly mother and child figures may be some of the most common themes in ghost stories, which is true, and Avon Cemetery in De Queen is no different. Many moons ago, how many moons ago? Many moons ago, a mother sat her baby on the edge of an old well in the cemetery while she drew water. The baby tragically fell down the well and drowned. The spirit of the mourning mother is said to roam the grounds looking for her child. Ma'am, he's in the well. People say that the baby's cries can be heard echoing from the bottom of the well if a rock is dropped from the edge, the same fall the baby took in its last moments. Okay. Old Fort Smith Courthouse. Reasons are constantly hypnotized. Hypo, oh my God, hypothesized? People wonder as to why some spirits seem to stay on Earth rather than pass on. And a popular theory is the residual energy left behind by people who had strong ties and emotional bonds with a place or item. I will agree with that. The residual energy carries those same ties from life to death, which could explain why spirits tend to linger here. I will agree with that too. The old Fort Smith courthouse is liable to, or liable. See, it looks like liable, but it's actually liable to hold strong residual energy as countless death sentences were handed out and performed on the property. In the late 19th century, the infamous hanging judge, and that's in quotes, Isaac C. Parker, was one of the many judges to sit at the courthouse and sentence death to people tied to various or tried for various crimes. The executions were performed right outside the courtroom, where gallows loomed waiting for the next guilty verdict. The men who were hanged, see, I still say this should be hung, but whatever. Now, these gallows are believed to still roam the property where they spent their final faithful minutes. The gallows have been since reconstructed. Even if you reconstruct the gallows, that would be enough if you have them in the same general vicinity of the hangings originally. That would be enough to attract the spirits. So the haunted Texarkana Ghost Walk. What do they do in Texarkana for fun? Watching the cars rust or watching the paint dry? If you know that reference, we can be friends. If you don't know that reference, we can still be friends. Southern Arkansas doesn't receive enough credit for the history that took place in the region of the state. On the border of Texas, hence Texarkana. You get it? Texas, Arkansas, Texarkana, where instability was common throughout the centuries. There is plenty of foot traffic from all over the years to leave a mark. In recent times, recent being the beginning of the 20th century, crime, gambling, and that dreaded prostitution was a force on both sides of the state line. The city of Texarkana is all too familiar with the history and lingering snippets of those times, and they share that with visitors through a ghost walk through the streets that hold whispers and shadows of the sordid past. So I'm reading that for effect. I hope that like puts you in the mood for spirits, because that was scary. I even scared myself. The Dover Lights. Imagine this. Imagine this. Imagine this. You are driving your car in the dead of the night down a long, twisting gravel road. Cell phone reception is spotty, and the destination you're heading towards is not exact on any map. You pull up to a dirt, flattened clearing in the streets, or in the trees, with a stone wall 3 feet high overlooking a drop into pitch black. A few trees can be seen at the bottom if you squint. And your phone's flashlight is your one and only source of light. You sit there for 5 minutes or a couple of hours waiting on the stories to be true. You get excited, only a firefly to flutter away. Finally, you see it. The Dover Lights. I should be in radio. Man, that was like I have a radio voice and a regular voice, but I like the radio voice better. Hot damn, I'm in the wrong profession. All right, depending on who you ask, the mysterious orbs floating back and forth in a strange pattern below the overlook in Dover could be the product of many different legends. I'll bet you one of those legends is someone on a train track got their head cut off, and the Dover Light is them trying to find their head. I'm just saying. I haven't read that yet, but I'll bet you. I'll bet you. But no one knows for certain whose these lost souls are wandering the hillsides, but spectators remain captivated. There are stories of Spanish conquistadors. That's a big word, man, especially for first thing in the morning. Searching for gold in Arkansas. I don't think they were in Arkansas. Native American. Okay, you know what? I have to look this up. I don't think they were in Arkansas. I'm going to do a fact check on this, because I don't think they were. Were Spanish Cacique in Arkansas? I don't think they were. Wow. Wow. I stand corrected. Wow. Hernando de Soto. Wow. Okay. Led the first Spanish expedition into Arkansas June of 1541. Well, no shit. Seeking gold and crossing the Mississippi River. His party encountered large agricultural native chiefdoms like the Cascoy, conducting violent raids. DeSoto died of fever in 1542 near the Mississippi. Well, see, like I said, dude, you learn stuff here. You learn useless stuff here every day. Yeah, there were Spanish conquistadors searching for gold. Well, no shit. Native American burial grounds, coal miners trapped in an eternal labyrinth, and the most common story of all, a doctor in search of silver. The story goes that a doctor went to an older couple's home to aid the sick and dying wife. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. The couple had little money, so the husband paid the doctor in lead bullets. The doctor accepted the payment and went on his way. He decided he would display the bullets in his home, so he began polishing the little bits of metal, only to discover they were not lead, but silver. The doctor, greedy for some more, devised a plan to manipulate the couple into showing him where they got the bullets, and hopefully lead him to the silver. He rode out the next day, only to find two headstones side by side behind the cabin, the names of the couple carved. Wait. The doctor began searching the land. Wait. So, wait a minute. How long before he went back? Because there are two headstones side by side, the names of the couple. Okay, so did the couple die, or did the wife die, and the old man was gonna die eventually too, and so he pre-did his tombstone, or did they both die? See, see. Curious minds want to know. I want to know how long it was before he came back. Oh God, I got the hiccups. Came back out. I would not thunk that it would be that long of a time, but he died too, and he went out there for his wife who was dying, the old man's wife, not his wife. I don't know. Okay, so let's go back. Do, 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 do. Okay, the doctor began searching the land to locate the old man's silver and found a crate of metallic bars, his treasure. Ooh. The doctor grabbed a few bars, planning to return for the rest in the following day, but he never got the chance, as he mysteriously died in his sleep. Well, that's what you get for being greedy that night. Neighbors reported, oh shit. Neighbors reported seeing two floating spheres, orbs of light wandering through the deceased doctor's home, and hearing hushed voices calling, "Where? Where is it at?" Wow, that that's kind of a freaky story. I would think. Wow, okay. The Moss Mountain. Appropriately, this story takes place on Halloween night. Well, of course. An English naturalist, Thomas Nuttall, Nuttall, and his team made a camp on Beaver Island during the exploration. In the early hours of Halloweeny, Nuttall and his group were attacked, oh shit, by what is commonly believed to be wild animals. Animals. I was being funny. But Nuttall told a different story. Oh, so he survived. Oh, of course, he is the only, of course, the sole survivor of the attack. Nuttall claimed to have seen his men attacked not by animals, but by human figures. Could it be Bigfoot? Could it be the Boggy Creek Bigfoot dude? On the anniversary of the attack, brave souls ventured. But when was the attack? Oh, Halloween. But what year? Brave souls ventured to Moss Mountain to catch a glimpse of the humanoid figures rising from the river to search out victims on land. Ooh. All right. Next one. We're keeping on. The White River Monster, a lesser known monster that has made Arkansas its home, is the White River Monster. Dun, 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 dun. Is believed to live near Newport and is lovingly referred to by the locals as Whitey. Whitey was first. Why is that funny? I have no idea. Whitey was first sighted in 1915, but many believe that the creature has been around since the Civil War, where a transportation boat was overturned. The mysterious water dweller has gray skin, is roughly the size of a car, probably a compact, and as long as three car bumpers to bumper. Oh, I'm sorry. As long as three cars bumper to bumper. Sounds like the combination of a moo and a neigh. What? What the? And has three toes. Okay, okay. It sounds like the combination of a moo and a neigh. So, okay, I wasn't brought up on a farm, but a moo is a cow and a neigh is a horsey. So, I get it. I get it. See, it takes me a while. It takes me a while. Okay. Okay. So I thought, okay. I thought they were saying that it sounds like the combination, like it looked like a combination, but again, it takes me a while. So the sound that this creature, Whitey, comes out of his mouth is a combination. See, it should say the sounds it makes is a combination. See, that line threw me, okay? Because it says that the car that is roughly the size of a car, and as long as three cars bumper to bumper, sounds like the combination. See, they needed to say the sounds that it makes. See, that would have been better, and that wouldn't have thrown me, and I wouldn't be rambling on for about a few minutes trying to figure this shit out. So the sound that it makes is a combination of a cow, moo, and neigh, a horsey. See, that makes more sense. People, and has three toes. Every few decades, either another sighting of a strange occurrence will take place in the river, bringing attention back to Whitey. In 1973, the Arkansas State Legislature signed into law a bill creating the White River Monster Refuge. Oh, are you kidding me? They had nothing better to fucking do. Between the Old Grand Glaze and the northern part or point known as Rosie. Hey, my car's named Rosie. In trying to identify what the creature could be, elephant, seal, and manatee have been thrown around, but nothing has been confirmed. Okay, let's move on. The Mount Holly Cemetery. A cemetery might not be an ideal tourist destination. You want to bet? You want to bet? There are some good cemeteries in this country, and I would like to see some of them. But Mount Molly can be the exception. Well, I hope so. Major political figures of Arkansas, war veterans, and influential families can all be found in the black wrought iron gates of Mount Holly. The towering headstones and ornate decorations from over 100 years ago express more than just the names and dates of who is buried beneath. The angel statues guarding the grounds have been seen to move, I don't know about that, and watch with more than just a stone. Oh, and watch with more than just a stone cold stare. Apparitions of people dressed in clothing from times long forgotten wander the walkways in a distant, and while a distant flute plays in the background. If you live nearby the cemetery and a statue appears one morning, don't be alarmed. Just carry it back to where it belongs. Okay, if you live in the cemetery and a statue appears one morning, I'm gone. Screw that. I ain't putting it back where it belongs. It can find its own way back to where it belongs. I'm out of there. Oh, there's a picture of Mount Holly Cemetery. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Okay, so the Witch's Hollow, or if you're from the South, which I'm not making fun of your accent, holler. So it's the Witch's Holler. A witch story is always a thrilling one. Well, Blair Witch, in the abandoned homes of Cave City, a witch practiced her black magic in the vacant houses, creating a hub of dark entities and energy. The spirit of the witch is believed to haunt the land on which the houses sit, and a figure resembling her walks the dirt paths. But how do you know what the witch looks like? Just saying. Off of Santon. So she walks the dirt roads off of Santon. I'm sorry, Sandtown. For those itching to explore her dark places of practice, the hollow can only, or howler, can only be found with the guidance of a local named George. Who was George? There's no straight answer, but with a little digging, anything can be uncovered. Well, without a last name, probably not. But who was George? George is a dude that's smart enough, and he probably, you know, I'm not going to charge you, but tips and donations are appreciated. Yeah, there's always one of them. Okay, the Clayton House. We got two left, people. Let's see if we can get through these without me slaughtering them. Okay, Clayton House. William Henry Clayton and his family once resided in this locally infamous house many moons ago. How long ago? Many moons ago. The family might have passed. Well, I'm sure they probably have because it was many moons ago, but they are still believed to live in the home. Well, it's possible. Employees of the house. Okay, employees of the house. So what is it now? Is it a bread and breakfast? Is it a hotel? Is it? I mean, it's not a private residence because there are employees of the house. People, guys, if you could do these stories, man, a little clarity. What is it now? So employees of the house avoid a room on the second floor of the building due to the loud, angry stompings and slamming the doors. In the Clayton study, a woman in brown with gray. So, okay, a woman in brown. So is she dressed in brown? Seriously, with gray hair has been seen by multiple living persons. See, they got to clarify living. She has been seen by living people. Like who else is going to see her? Other freaking ghosts? Oh my God. A figure of a woman has appeared in photos of the home, and paranormal investigators have captured the sounds of a man yelling aggressively. Yeah, get the hell out of my house. The common feeling expressed by the Clayton house is one of discomfort and a story that only the walls know the details to. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, the last one, and I can hear you guys saying, "About goddamn time, guy, you're rambling." This is Devil's Hole Cave. The entrance to the underground might be closer than we would like. Bobby Mackey's, if you know, you know. Long ago, in a legendary unmapped town called South, somewhere in Boone County, I'm having too much fun. A man ventured into a unexplored cavern. Oh, shit. He descended approximately 200 feet into the depths of the earth, but he was stopped by a blood-curdling hiss. Say noise. See, I also want to do sound effects too. And only darkness surrounded him. His candle must have lit out or blew out. The man returned. Yeah, okay. The man returned. I want to make sure I didn't skip a sentence. The man returned to the surface, and with the help of members from the town, they lowered a flat iron tied to a rope into the cavern. A flat iron. Okay. Tied to a rope into the cavern. They heard the hissing sound. Yeah, because the iron was hot, and when you touch someone, it burned their freaking skin, and that's why the sound hissed. Damn. I'm too good for I figured this shit out. They heard the hissing sound, the hot iron burning someone's skin. So they heard the hissing sound that had frightened the man, and a strong tug was given to the rug. Yeah, get the iron off of me, people. When they pulled the black iron to the sunlight, the metal was badly bent. Well, yeah, he getting off his arm. The group tried once again with a rock. Can you do it again? God, I hate when people do that. Can you do it? You moved that picture. Can you do it again? The group tried once again with a rock tied in the place of a flat iron. Again, a chilling hiss was heard from the tug and the tug given. When the rope was pulled up, the rock was missing, and it came back up and hit him in the head, and the dude died, and now he haunts that. I actually just added that myself. I wanted to make the story interesting. There has never been an explanation for what lived in the depth of that cave, and there will likely never be an answer unless someone is hell bent on finding out. See, you get how they tie that in? Hell bent and the underground and the entrance to the underground. See? There's a connection there. All right, that was the 17. What was it? 17. What was it? Haunted places in Arkansas or Arkansas. So again, I've never been. I have been through Arkansas once, going to Tejas, and we stopped in the Little Rock at the KFC, and the Little Rock, was it Little Rock? No, 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 it wasn't Little Rock. It was the oh shit. Um, I just ruined that story. Hold on, I got. Oh, Hope. It's Hope, Arkansas. That's where President Clinton was born. So we stopped in Hope, Arkansas, at KFC, home of Bill Clinton. Come on. So yeah, so we've been through Arkansas, but only through it and only at the KFC in Hope. So hope you liked it. If you live in Arkansas, or if you know if you have family in Arkansas, and I don't know why I'm saying that with an accent, but it is what it is. Let me know if they know of any of these places. I am curious. Again, I am genuinely curious. I don't know. I'm just curious. Like sincerely curious, since I've never been there before. So if you know someone that lives in Arkansas or been to any of these places, let me know in the comments or email me saying, "Hey, dude, this one was BS, or this one I experienced things here." Let me know. Um, got something coming up. Hopefully, I can announce it or this upcoming week. It's an event. I asked for permission first before I advertise it because I'm not for sure. And you always ask permission if you're not sure. So hopefully this upcoming week I can um, expand a little bit more on what's coming up. It's coming up in October. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully it works out. I'll let you know upcoming episodes here of the podcast. It does have something to do with paranormal, obviously. Again, I am doing two presentations this year in libraries. One is in brain fart. Oxford Public Library, and the other one is the Lake Orion Public Library. That's all that we have right now. That's the second of the week of Halloween, and then we are still doing Bath. Hopefully here pretty soon. I'm going to get permission from the police department here pretty soon, and I should probably do that next because I want to make sure I get permission. And then we are still going to the Randolph County Asylum, July 18th, to do an overnight investigation. And if you're there in the area and you want to investigate with us, the fee is $63, but none of that money goes to us. It all goes to the Randolph County Asylum building itself and the people that run that aforementioned building. We don't get any money from this. It's just a chance to investigate with us. We have all of our equipment. We got some new equipment. We got a couple of REM pods. We got a 36-foot EMF tripwire. We got a new thermal imaging camera, two new trail cameras, along with all the other stuff that we have. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. So, as usual, thank you for listening. If you like this, please share it with your friends. If you do not care for this podcast and there's people that you do not like, share it with them too, you know, because they probably won't like me either. But at least you have the satisfaction of saying, "Oh, I think he's really, really, really good," and then they don't, so you hit them anyway. So who cares, right? Right. All right. So again, thank you again for listening. Again, I do have two YouTube channels. One's musical. It's called Musical Chairs. I react, which I'm going to be doing next after I'm through with this. I'm going to be doing a musical chairs reaction, video reaction to music. And then after that, I'm doing a musical, yeah, right, a paranormal reaction video on my video channel. And again, that is also called Talking Paranormal with the Old Man. And I will be doing a reaction to paranormal videos. So if you like this kind of stuff and you want to see my ugly mug on my new camera that I got, please come over. It's going to be uploaded sometime today. I said I got two more things to do today, and then I'm done for the day. Probably go outside. It's supposed to be halfway decent today. So again, I appreciate you all listening to me. Building this podcast. I really do appreciate it. So as usual, you have to be more afraid of the living than you do of the dead. Word up, word up. Stay away from the light unless you're interested in that shit, and by all means, go into the light and take care of each other. So until we meet again, bye bye.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Goodbye.